Got an absolute cracker of a morning today. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? But good morning everyone. It's actually got that autumn feel to it as well. The mornings are definitely on the cooler side now. They're getting under 10 degrees. So definitely got to put the jacket on. And the days aren't quite so hot. Safe to say autumn is probably here. Although it would be good if the rains came with it. Talking of rain though, there is, well, I'm not going to say forecast, but there is a slight chance we may get a little bit on Wednesday. Today is Monday, so in a couple of days. But however, I'm not real hopeful about that. Been holding these girls up in the mornings, so they can go now. It's the first day I'm doing this, but they're actually coming onto the feed pad to get some maize and piquet this morning. Usually they go straight to their paddock, but I've run into a bit of a problem. My mixer wagon's a bit small, so I need to give them 2 loads. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna give them 2, why don't I just give them 1 in the morning and then 1 at night? Happy as. I actually just wanted to have a look though. That side's pretty full over there. There's not much space, but over here there's heaps of room along there. So you'd get at least another 50 or 60 cows. What I would quite like to do is get some concrete feed bins like over there and put them on this side, pull these boards out, because they eat off that smooth concrete better than they do off this rough stuff here. See, it's a bit pitted and you can see the stones, they don't quite enjoy it as much. They don't lick it up as much. I guess it's more coarse on their tongue. But I was thinking yesterday, I sort of came up to the idea that if I could easily get another 50 or 60 cows in here, which I think I can, what I normally do is run the 2 and 3 year olds in their own separate mob, and they stay on grass all year. So why don't I bring the 3 year olds, put them in here? That means we just have 60 2-year-olds in their own single mob, which isn't a bad thing. It's not many cows, be only a couple of rows, but it would be quite nice to keep them together and then put the 3 year olds in here. We'd increase production there, have to feed out a little bit more, but definitely see a benefit, I reckon. Would pay for the feed bins easily. The only limiting factor, however, is that there would be about 250 cows in this mob. At the moment there's about 180, so there'd be 250 to 260, and we can only fit 200 and roughly about 210 or 220 on our cowshed yard. But then again, if we could lift the production of those 3 year olds from, well, say 50 solids, that's 5 5s, that's 2,500, times that by a $10 payout, that's 25 grand. And I think I'm probably being on the conservative side there. So we'd need a bigger yard at the cowshed, but if we could do that, then it would actually pay for itself. I haven't told Dad this yet. Maybe I should go and explain it to him. It's actually probably quite a good idea. I wouldn't pay for itself, but it'd help pay for itself. These girls have been on here for an hour. And now they can just wander off. Had a load of bales turn up this morning. These are from the Hawke's Bay. I think there's 48 on here. Feeding out 3 a day, so there's only a couple of weeks worth. I've actually ordered another one as well. Got the trailer and the top of the truck unloaded. He's just going to turn around while he's got a bit of weight on. It is a little bit tight down here, but not too bad. There we go, sweet as. Tumu Transport, never seen those trucks before. It's a bit of a pain getting them up here because it's about, it must be about 4 hours to the Hawke's Bay from here. I'd be about that, I suppose. But State Highway is closed. They're doing roadworks. I was supposed to get a truck up last week, but because of that, it got delayed. Cut it open and see what we've got. This one actually ripped when I was getting it off. Feed this one out first. Oh, they do look a little bit dry. Smells good though. She smells quite sweet. That truck driver said it actually took I think 5.5, 6 hours to get up here because he left at 3:30 this morning. So he's back off to Rotorua now to grab some timber, and then he's heading back down to the bay. Opened another one. Oh, that even smells better, that one. Yeah, it'll be good quality milking silage, that stuff. I've actually, well, the guy I got it off, Trent, I think he's Eastland Feeds down in the Hawke's Bay. I actually bought some lucerne off him a couple of years ago. I just texted him to see what the price of bales were worth and if he had any, and it was about right, so got a couple of units. It may seem crazy buying in all this feed, but the only thing that's really saving us is the payout this year at $10. We can afford to do it, and really the only alternative if we're not feeding our cows is to dry them off, and if we dry them off we're not making any money and we've still got to feed them. So the easiest thing to do is just to keep feeding them, keep milking them. Hopefully it rains and we can pull back on it a little bit, but even if we get rain tomorrow, which I just checked the forecast and it looks like we're not even going to get any on Wednesday, so we're at least another couple of weeks off any chance of rain. It's going to be a month later till we see grass, so it's getting really bad up here, but like I said before, the payout's the only thing that's really a bit of a saving grace. If it was less, or a couple dollars less, you'd definitely be thinking about drying cows off. What do you think of those silage bales?
Yeah, that one I fed out is excellent. It's got clover.
Yeah, it's beautiful quality, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's really good milking silage, that stuff.
Definitely.
So they you might even pick up a little bit, but
yeah, much better than the silage we make here. So
yeah, we'll just say we've got a few bales left, so we'll save that for the winter. They weren't really eating the whole lot of it, so I pulled back, and yeah, it's good this stuff's turned up. But we'll get another unit load in a couple of weeks, and that should see us through hopefully. So I'll put it to Dad now, but
and I haven't heard it, so I don't know what you're going to ask me.
So what I'm thinking is that we need to upgrade the cowshed.
Yep,
we need to upgrade the cowshed. So what I'm thinking is that the feed pad, we could get some more cows on there. We could bring all the 3-year-olds, put them in the main herd from now on, get 240 cows, 250 cows on the feed pad. We could lift the production of the 3-year-olds, so just keep the 2-year-olds in their own separate herd, just do what we're doing, but put the 3-year-olds in there, increase their production throughout the year, hopefully get them by 50 solids. If we could do that to 50 or 60 of them, that's an extra 3,000 solids at least, and I think I'm being on the conservative side possibly, which is, you know, that's another 30 grand this year.
Yep, yeah, if the price stays at $10.
Yeah, well, it's going to fluctuate, but we need to upgrade the cowshed. Originally we were just thinking about putting more cups in, but to be able to do something like that we need a bigger yard space because we can't get them all on the yard at the same time. But if we did increase the yard and we can increase production, at least it's going to pay for it over time. We'd say we could build a bigger cowshed, but we're not going to benefit from it by getting any more production. But if we can get more production out of it, and we've got the infrastructure here like the feed pad, we'd have to carry a bit more maize, but hopefully this year we'd have a bit more maize. Well, next year we're going to have a bit more maize.
Yep,
then
well, it's something to think about, definitely, yes.
We can feed them better, feed them properly.
Yep.
And even if we can milk for 8 weeks twice a day, I mean, we've got halter, the cows are going to go to the shed by themselves.
When you say we,
I'm going to milk twice a day for 8 weeks.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
I mean, I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's quite a, as you know, it's quite a mission to build up on the hill where the cowshed is, to make it bigger and make the yard bigger. It's just not an easy. No,
it's not, but it's never going to be an easy job. The only other, well, that's the cheapest way to do it, is to increase that cowshed. The best thing would be to build a new one, but I can't see you getting any change out of $1.5 million for that. So to save at least $1 million and only spend a couple of $100 grand, we could do that, but we do need to increase the yard.
Yeah, I think I've got that in my pockets now. Yep, no, we know that. All things that we know. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. Right.
But I'd really like to look at it next season. Like, I don't want to keep milking how we are with.
You're still only milking 12 rows or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but it just takes too long. And when you go away and I go away, it's a lot to milk on your own.
Yeah,
Plus
when
through
you're milking on your
calving.
own, it's a good size though. As soon as you go bigger, you're rushing around here, there.
No,
Yeah.
if we went any bigger, we would have to get ACRs. And with ACRs, it doesn't matter. You're not over milking cows. You could go to a 30. I think 30 would be ideal for us. ACRs take a little bit to get used to, but at least you're not over milking cows. And the slowest part of milking is rowing the cows up. So if you can halve that,
Yep, exactly.
and that gives us more time in the spring or early winter late winter around calving. We're pushed for time as it is, getting out of the cowshed late. So if we can have more time there, and then twice a day, we don't have to milk for an hour or an hour and a half in the afternoon. It wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, great idea. Yep. Yep.
Yep, it comes at a cost. We've got to pay the upfront cost to do it, but we can claw out some of that cost back over time. Well, hopefully it'll pay for itself over time. Won't be a quick thing, but
Yeah, definitely.
we'll let him stew on that one for a while, see what he thinks. But had to come down to Finches. Gotta go and see Bills. There's Bills, and Das is getting them for us, I think.
It's not really a farm ute.
Ah, it'll fit. I couldn't put the girls in the rev. Oh, maybe that. Maybe that won't fit. I don't think the door's gonna shut. So next morning now, it's a little bit cooler. Well, that plastic's definitely a lot cooler, so less chance of putting holes in it. But we're gonna go and put these covers out now. I have put one of them over here, but it's not really covering heck of a lot. On this side, it's a bit short, so I'm gonna just flip it around and put it long ways over like that, and then put the other two down that way. Maybe about right. Two down and just one more for in here. It should be good. That looks much better. The screen mesh, it's quite wiry. Must be synthetic or something, but it just saves birds pecking holes in the plastic. They can't get through it. The rats are real hungry, they'll chew through it. There's some holes in this older one here, like over there, where they've chewed through it to get to the feed. But there's a lot of puka goes down in the swamp here, so this will just protect that. And like I said before, hopefully we can keep at least half this stack, or even a third till next season, and this will just keep better with this on. We've got this old beast up and running. It's been sitting for a couple of years. It took a little bit to get this belt to free up. It was not seized, but it was just stuck to the plate that's under here. So freed that, and it's going good as. Bought it off Dino, who was farming next door, but he finished up and he was selling that, so we bought it. It's quite handy actually, just having it sort of back up for the feed pad as well. It is a side feeder, so can use it in there if push came to shove. Started giving maize to the young herd, and we feed it out with that in the paddock. It is the most inefficient way to feed maize. You just get so much wasted, but it just is how it is. Chewing through this stack here, so the front was about 10 days ago, and already at least a third of the way through it now, I would say. So there's probably at least another 10 to 12 days left in here, possibly. Then we'll get stuck into this one, but surely that's be coming to the end of March, so surely by then we must be getting close to seeing some rain. But yeah, I could definitely see it not coming for a couple of weeks, that's for sure. Like I said before, best case scenario, I would like to save some of this though, but we have to see what the weather does. But that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and apart from that, see you next time.